Watch this. Identify myself. The door pops open. I select a key. And I take it. And I close the door. So how is that new? Let me show you. That's new because instead of you having to worry about enrolling users on a separate PC, we've now brought that PC to the Traka cabinet. So inside Traka here, we have a powerful Windows computer with a color touch screen. So what are the benefits of bringing the computer to the Traka cabinet? Well, the primary one is that we don't have to worry about installing software on a separate computer. We don't have to worry about getting permission from the IT department to install software on their corporate network. By bringing that powerful software to the Traka cabinet means that we can do all the administration from the Traka cabinet itself, which makes it very simple for the administrators and very simple for the users. We've all got smartphones and we're used to using touch screens. So that's why I've incorporated it in Traka. Here I am about to return the key. I come along, I identify myself. I select keys and the door pops open. You'll notice that key number 6 is the key that I took earlier. The light next to it is amber. You'll also notice on the display over here that key number 6 is showing amber. Let me put the key away. The moment I put the key away, that amber light becomes green. I'm also allowed to take out any other key here that's green. So for example, I might want to take key number 8. So it allows me to take key number 8. However, I'm not allowed to take any key that has a red no entry sign against it. So for example, number 17, it says, I'm denied access to position number 17. I do not have authority to take that key. So I've now got key 8, and the system knows that I've got key number 8. So why is it useful for the administrator? Imagine that I want to find out who's got the server room key. The first thing this is going to let me do is to actually add or take keys out of the system. But if I wait a moment, it gives me the opportunity to search. So I simply press the search icon. And it says, what do I want to search for? I'm going to search for the word server. So I type in server, or part of the word as required, and enter. And immediately the system will go away. It'll tell me that it's key position 19. It's out of the system. Duncan's got the key, and Paul had the key before. I wonder what other keys Duncan has had access to. So if I press again here, instead of typing in server room, I'm going to type in winner, or part of winner's name. Press enter. There you can see that all the keys that Duncan's had access to, including the server room of course, and also the previous user to all of those keys. One of the other things I might want to do as administrator is to get a history of who's taken keys out at any particular time. So there is an inbuilt facility in here to run those reports. So I come along, access the system, and because I'm an administrator, I get the option of running reports. And it allows me to choose the dates of those transactions. So by default, it's going to give me the last week. And I press run. And in a moment, it will actually then show me a list of all of the keys that have been taken by all of the users in the last week. That's all very well, of course, but I might want to take a hard copy of that. So inbuilt into Traka is the ability to download that information to a USB stick. I simply select the export button here. The door will pop open, and it will actually request that I insert my USB memory stick into the inbuilt ports on the front of the cabinet here. It allows me to change the event report names, although you'll notice that by default it gives me today's date, and I simply press enter. And in a moment it's written that information to the USB stick. It allows me to withdraw the USB stick to take over to my PC to run that information so that I can look at that information in Excel or whatever to get a hard copy. We've also been able to use Traka Touch in conjunction with Traka Lockers. And here we have an example where we have the Traka Touch technology utilizing the power that we have within inside the processor in a self-contained unit. So no longer do we need to worry about the software running on a separate computer, because the software and the application are actually running inside the lockers here to manage keys for rental vehicles. One of the great things about Traka Touch is that it really is easy to install. You don't need to connect it to your data networks, you don't need to have a data cable, you simply need a power supply. Traka comes with its own secure bracket that you fix to the wall. The system is extremely powerful. we have the ability to hold over 250,000 transactions within each Traka system. And that information is backed up to SD card. So it's very secure and very robust. Some organizations, of course, may require to see their Traka systems networked. And that's also going to be possible with Traka Touch Plus, which will work in conjunction with Traka Web, our web-enabled administration software. Traka Touch has the ability to appeal to almost every size of organization, from a small retail environment perhaps through to a huge corporate organization. It really does introduce new technology to key management and make key management available to every type of organization. Laptops are in use everywhere today, and if you run an educational establishment, a school, a university, a college, then it will be obligatory that you have laptops so that you can deliver the course material to your students. But if you've just gone and bought 500 laptops, how do you ensure that they get returned after use? Because if you don't have all 500 available, you can't deliver the course material and meet your obligations to your students. Traka have the solution. What we can do is we can provide you laptop lockers, but they're not just normal laptop lockers, they're special laptop lockers, because inside each compartment we have an RFID reader which reads the tag that we covertly attach to the underside of each laptop computer. So whilst I'm standing next to a bank of just 10 lockers here, invariably in an organization you'll have many lockers supporting the hundreds of laptop computers that you may have within your educational establishment. Let me show you how this works. First of all, I need to identify myself, and of course the identity can be from the cashless vending card perhaps that your students have, or in my case I have a biometrics reader so I can use my fingerprint. So I come along, I identify myself, and in this case it gives me the choice of selecting a locker, but in the real world almost certainly the relevant door would pop open of the compartment that contains the laptop that's been on charge for the longest. In my case, I'm going to select laptop locker number 3, and the door pops open. You'll notice inside here that we can also include the charging facility for the laptops. In this case, we're just having a demonstration, so we can show you the availability of that. But in the real-world situation, of course, the student would be pulling out the laptop and expecting the lead to be plugged into it. So I take out the laptop, and the system has now booked that out to me, and that's now my laptop computer. Okay? So whilst it may look the same as any other laptop computer, it's uniquely identified by the RFID tag that's on the underside of the laptop computer. So this is now mine. I'm now accountable for that laptop computer, and there's a permanent record to show that I took it out at this particular time, and when I finished with it, I brought it back at that time.